Greetings, Fright Nights and Monster Girls. I'm Count Jackula.
And I'm the Horror Guru.
And we just saw Bumblebee.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah!
Yes, we did.
Let's roll out.
So, this is a movie that we've been looking forward to.
Yep.
For a while, because unlike every Transformer movie before this, the Transformers in the trailer actually looked like the Transformers.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, we're like, okay, you have our attention, you know? Because I kind of fell off the bandwagon after Transformers 3, because I just realized the movies were not going to be what I wanted them to be.
I was out in the middle of 2.
Well, because two's the worst, because 2 they made without even a script.
Yeah.
So it's just the bad parts. Like, there's nothing keeping it together.
And that's the one that's balls. Literally.
Literally.
That's the one with robot balls.
It is the most just making shit up as they go along of all of them. And they all kind of do that. But it's the worst in that regard.
Oh, it's really bad. Yeah. It is, like, how to put it. 1 is... it's salvageable. 2 is atrocious. 3 is only not the worst because 2 is so bad.
Well, they're just also just so filled. Like, okay, so they have a bunch of characters that you don't care about because the characters are all just these really overacted caricatures with no actual personality. They're just these, like... They're one-line jokes repeated over and over again.
Fuck even the human characters. Like, every character is like that.
Well, that's the thing. The Transformers barely have any personality. Like...
Yeah. And I'm like... and what personality they have, they can't decide. It's like, is Optimus Prime a great noble leader, or is he just a fucking, like, psychotic warrior?
Well, that's the thing.
You know?
That's the thing. Like, there's always been this level of Optimus Prime being a bit of a soldier and a general who... looks for the greater good. Yeah. There's always been a little bit of that. He has a little bit of that John Wayne swag, and so he's not unwilling to get his hands dirty.
He's not like a pacifist or
He will
anything,
he'll fucking kill a bitch. But in the Bay movies, there was 2 of him. There was the version of him that was like all heroic and like, we are going to save humanity for the good of freedom because America. And then there was the version of him that is just fucking murdering things left and right.
Yeah.
Like, and callously and coldly. Like,
yeah, and you find yourself going like, are we doing an evil Optimus Prime story or something?
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that, but
well,
I don't think that's what we're doing.
They did do that when, like, what was it, Sentinel Prime or something showed up?
Something like that,
It was, like, the 3rd one, I think. And then I think they repeated that in, like, the 4th one.
I don't even know. Like,
those movies are a fucking
gave
mess.
up. Like, I gave up. And people are like, hey, because every time I was like, oh, hey, maybe this one will be better. Hey, maybe this one will be better. I was, okay,
hey, this one they added more color to the Transformers. That's nice, but it still looks like ass.
But it's still shit. And, like, I'm never going to forgive that fucking Bayformers for that moment where they got Optimus Prime's body and they just sort of drop it.
Oh, God.
On the fucking aircraft carrier. And I'm like, really? Really? Fuck you.
Here's the thing. When Michael Bay first signed on to Transformers, the first Transformers movie with Shia LaBeouf, before Mark Wahlberg entered the picture and all that stuff.
Yep.
And Spielberg was producing it. Spielberg described the movie that he had wanted to make as being Transformers by way of E.T., a boy in his car.
Yeah.
And I was sold on that premise because that sounded awesome.
Yeah,
you know, like,
it's a really good way of like bringing the Transformers into the world.
And then the movie we got was basically, it had like shades of that at the beginning, but then it just turns into a nonstop action fest with no reason for me to care about anyone.
Hey.
and really stupid juvenile jokes, which I'm okay with juvenile jokes, but they feel out of place in that movie.
They really do. Because you like, Transformers is like little kid stuff.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be like a 10-year-old playing with your action figures, whereas the humor and the sexuality in those movies felt like
it feels way off.
Felt like a really horny and immature 15-year-old was making it, which is not how I view Transformers. You know, if you want to make like the 15-year-old immature movie, then fucking adapt one of those 90s comics, you know, like
yeah.
You know, like,
well, like the thing is that you could have any of those elements could have been worked in well by just a better storytelling team.
Yes, that's also true. You could probably have gotten away with those things if you actually made it work.
Yeah. No, totally. Even like girl robot thing, you probably could have done something with. Like
The fucking what was it? What was it? Hydacon? I forget what they're called. The fucking they disguise themselves as humans. They had a name for them. I forget. What
the
they're called.
Pretenders.
Yeah, the Pretenders. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could have done something with that, but like I found myself going like, really, in the third movie already?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We don't need to do this. Like, why don't you bring in like some of the things people actually want to see?
Exactly.
Like fucking like Menasor, fucking Superion, some shit. You know,
So-
what about Omega Supreme? Like, everyone wants to see Omega Supreme.
So I was always like I was like, oh yeah, there was action, but I couldn't really tell what was going on, and the designs of the Transformers was so confusing because I couldn't tell who was who half the time.
Oh yeah, those Transformers like combat sequences are a fucking mess because I'm just like, I think that one's up. Whatever. You
And I
know?
was just super disappointed. And so flash forward to like a year ago or earlier this year, I can't remember exactly when the Bumblebee trailer dropped, but whenever it dropped, and all of a sudden, it's a trailer for the movie that Spielberg pitched
Yeah.
when he was talking about the first Transformers movie. Except it's a girl.
It's a girl this time.
It's a girl in her car instead of a boy in her car. But it is the exact movie I had envisioned when I read that interview.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Iron Giant with Bumblebee.
Yep.
Like, what else was it going to be? You know, like, what else should you have done? Come on.
And I'm looking at the trailer and I'm like, the Transformers look like the Transformers. Oh my god.
They do.
It's that
The
premise.
well, they do. They open this movie the way they opened the old animated show, which is the very first thing you see is Cybertron.
Yes. Setting
You know?
everything up. And Cybertron looks perfect.
No, it does. It looks perfect. And you're looking around and you're like, hey, there's Optimus Prime. Holy shit, there's Wheeljack. Holy shit, it's Ratchet. Holy fucking crap, it's RC. Holy shit. The whole gang's here. And they're shooting the Decepticons like, Ravage Jack. Yeah, fucking shit's going down. Fucking Shockwave has a snooty British accent. He looks like Shockwave. I'm just sitting there.
RC's there.
RC is there, yeah. But fucking even, dude, when the planes are on Cybertron, they even turn into the fucking triangle plane thing from the fucking cartoon.
Yes.
I'm watching this and I'm like, this is what we wanted.
You're at home. This is the live
this
action
is it.
version of what you wanted. Like, or at least the live action-ish, because it's all CGI. But
Well,
like,
yeah, but I mean, like, it, realistically rendered.
yeah, the big budget movie you wanted.
Yeah,
you know?
it really is. And that's like 5 minutes.
And in the 5 minutes alone, at the beginning of this movie, it is prettier, it is more engaging, and you actually care than any moment in
God.
the other movies.
Yeah.
And even just from the trailer alone, I like the main character in this movie before I even get to know her in the movie. Because the trailer alone endeared me to her in a way I was never endeared to Mark Wahlberg or Shia LaBeouf.
Ooh. Well, like, how to put it? We know this girl wants something. She wants a car.
She wants a car.
It's very simple.
You know, and when you actually watch the movie and you like you find out that like she's got this tragic past and you know and she's just trying to get over it and the car is her connection to her past and you're just like
Yeah.
"Aw."
Like she's got. All right, so strap in. We got dead parentitis in this movie.
Yes.
Because somebody's dad is dead at the start of this thing, and her dad was a mechanic, and so she was like his assistant.
Yeah, the thing that they connected on is they repaired this car together. They worked on this car.
Yeah. And like the mom is trying to get her to get over it and do like kind of girlier things. Whereas she's like, no, I'm daddy's girl. I'm going to fucking rebuild this fucking car that they got in the garage. But she can't do it because her heart's not in it. Because her heart's broken because her dad is dead.
And she's just not a girly girl, you
No,
know?
she's just not. And
you know, the girliest thing she did is she was a swimmer. And that's about it. And even then, that's very gender neutral, like, sport.
It is.
You know?
And so she basically goes to the junkyard where, like, her uncle, it turns out that old dude at the junkyard is like her uncle.
Yep.
And
she picks up scraps from there to help repair her car.
Yeah. And she sees the Volkswagen Bug, which is Bumblebee.
Yep.
And she's like, all right, I'm going to take this home. Now,
this did have the one continuity or error I had in the movie.
Yeah, which is how much time passed between Bumblebee getting to Earth and that moment.
Yeah, it was like I'm not sure exactly what the timeline is because it feels like it's been some time, like enough to where people have repaired from some certain injuries that happened at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
And the other one was that when she got the car, it had bees in it, and then all of a sudden it didn't. And I didn't know if she actually removed the bees.
Yeah.
But it's such a minor thing.
So Bumblebee gets to fucking Earth, and this, now I'm gonna warn you, they do try to tie it in with the Bayformers movie.
Yeah.
But
that's my least favorite part of this movie.
It is the one
yeah.
down point of the movie. The one bad thing is whenever they try to tie it in. But what I thought was actually kind of brilliant are the ways they tied it in without tying it in.
Yes.
So Bumblebee comes down to fucking Earth and he runs into human military, chase ensues. He finds it to be, transforms into the bug and all that jazz. And fucking this airplane, this red plane comes down and fucking, yeah. Oh, he's called Blitzwing. That is clearly fucking Starscream.
But he's killed.
But I know. Look, I don't care what anyone says. It's fucking Starscream. It looks like he even says "Scream, Autobot," and I'm like, Starscream.
Fair enough.
They're fucking. That's how they're letting us know. Look, no, we can't. We're not supposed to fucking say it's Starscream, but it's fucking Starscream, okay? Because that ain't Blitzwing. I know Blitzwing. He turns into a tank and a fucking plane. And he's beige because he actually like fucking blends in with the desert because Blitzwing is like it's like Rommel and all that shit, Mm-hmm. It's like he's Blitzwing,
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Totally does. In fact, so basically he gets to Earth because he's got to make the forward base.
How far do we want to go before we start spoilers is my question.
Well, I think we should probably get into once he establishes like his friendship with the girl,
Gotcha, okay.
Basically what happens is the Decepticons figure out that he's on Earth.
Yeah.
And they send two of their badasses down.
Oh yeah.
Which at first I thought was the turbochargers.
Mm-hmm.
But turns out no, they are two characters that are just totally made up for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine. They act like Transformers. I'm cool if we just make shit up. It's
I bought them, like not knowing if they were an original character. I just bought them.
Yeah,
they felt real.
Yeah,
they felt more like characters than most of the Transformers that were real Transformers in the other movies.
Well, yeah, like one of the red one I think is I even forgot the name already. But
we'll put it right here.
Yeah, there's a red one, a blue one, and they're very obviously they're the fucking assassin team.
Yeah, they felt like badass brother and sister. I don't know if they actually were.
Yeah, yeah. One's male, one's female.
Yeah.
And they come to Earth, run to the military, and they figure out, hey, wait a minute. If we trick these humans into being like, hi, we are a noble fucking alien race.
This is in the trailer. Like, we're looking for this fugitive. Take me to your leader.
Yeah.
which would have been Ronald Reagan. But
yeah, it would have been Ronald Reagan. And there's this one like weird doctor who's always wanted to see aliens. Dr. Powell. I was actually kind of half expecting they'd turn him into Dr. Arkeville.
It would have made sense.
Yeah, it would have made total sense.
It doesn't go that direction, but
No.
you could have seen if they did.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like how I really wanted John Cena to be a G.I. Joe, but he wasn't.
Yes.
I really wanted him to be a G.I. Joe.
Yes. Yeah. So before we move on to spoilers, where do you sit? Is this it's clearly not thumbs down. So is this
I
thumbs
almost want
up
to give
or
it the horns. I almost want to give it the horns because my only real complaints. I have nitpicks.
Yeah.
But my only real complaints with this movie are its connection to the other movies, and I kind of assumed they were going to do that.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, I had a fucking blast.
Yeah. I'll give it the horns. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. It is exactly what you were kind of hoping for with that very first one.
Yeah.
And
I hope they make more movies off of this. I don't want them to continue the Bayformers movies. Let those die. Continue off of this. Set a unit. I know that the Decepticons aren't supposed to show up until the Shia LaBeouf movie, but just have some show up before that. And
no. Fuck that. This is what you do. They just be like, oh, that connection with the old movie? Oh no, fuck that. No, we're not doing that now. We're doing this. Oh,
do what the X-Men movies do and set the next one in the early 90s. And just
exactly.
run with it,
Fucking exactly. Do something like that where we could just be like, all right, what's going to happen now? Oh, Megatron's back. And you can make Megatron a tank, but he's got to have the fucking big gun on his arm.
I don't even want them to bring in a new human character. Just bring her back.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
Because I actually care about
Charlie
her now.
back. That'd be great.
Or
maybe like Or maybe they could bring in that kid with a wheelchair, and fucking every place has got a fucking wheelchair ramp like in Extreme Ghostbusters. Yeah,
I'd be down with that.
yeah.
If they make me care about the characters, I don't care who they bring in. You know,
I think the next one, the next Transformers based off of this, should have the Dinobots.
The Dinobots.
The Grimlock.
I would love
character.
to see. Oh my god, I would love to see like an actual realized version of the Dinobots that feel like the same characters.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can, in a really stupid way, I can kind of fucking imagine like Grimlock coming down, big tough guy, but like little kid. He's like, you're a dinosaur. Roar! You're funny.
Oh, you know what they could do? They did E.T. They could do Jurassic Park next.
They could do Jurassic Park, but it's Grimlock, and the T-Rex is actually like a friendly.
Actually, give
but
us like a
big
real
and
version
mean.
of the Destructicons or whatever they're called.
Constructicons.
The Constructicons, yeah. Give us a real version of them.
Fuck yeah! Like like oh hey, there's fucking Grimlock. He landed on Earth. Sun Devastator.
And with a kaiju fight. See,
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Come on. This is writing itself. All right. Fucking but you know what I need? Transformers movie.
What's that?
Disco of Death.
Oh,
I'm telling you, Disco of Death or Car Wash of Death. I'll take either.
Totally
I will
necessary.
take either.
Obviously, the best plan that Megatron ever enacted.
Oh my god! Oh no! But Megatron was the disco. That's his idea.
Okay, who did the
Car Wash was Ratbat's idea.
Okay, fair enough. My bad.
Yeah, because he's like, I know what to do. I am Ratbat. I have a genius plan. I make car wash, and I will catch the Autobots this way.
Full disclosure.
Amazing.
Full disclosure. He's like he was OG Transformers, whereas for me, I grew up with the Beast Wars, so that was
yeah, he's Beast Wars guy. I'm OG Generation 1. Fuck yes. All right, let's move on to spoilers.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah!
Dude, this movie's got some of that it doesn't have all the brutalness of fucking the animated movie.
Not to the extent, but there is like...
But there's some points where you're just like... Where a Decepticon says, die Autobot, and someone just gets blasted.
Oh yeah, like at the beginning
like,
of this movie. The
nice.
fucking beginning of this movie, when Blitzwing and Bumblebee have their fight, where he rips out his vocal cords.
Oh!
And like fries his memory.
Yeah.
That entire fight is like, holy shit. It actually does feel like Bumblebee's gonna die.
Yeah. Sight if you won't talk, Autobot. Be silent forever.
And unlike the brutality of, like, say, the Bay movies, I felt every punch and every stab and every explosion.
Oh, dude.
Like, I felt it here inside.
Yeah. Every time Bumblebee got fucking smacked in the face.
You know, and when he defeats Blitzwing and blows him up, I was like, yeah, go Bumblebee.
Well, that was the other thing that I was like, look, I'm telling you, it's fucking Starscream. Because what's left of fucking Blitzwing is feet.
Yeah.
I'm telling ya.
They can always rebuild him. Who knows?
Whatever. I'm good. If they just want to like rebuild him, bring him back, I'm fine.
The fight on Cybertron at the beginning when they send Bumblebee to Earth, like that felt like Optimus.
It did.
You know, where he's doing the leader thing or whatever, and he's taking out the Decepticons as they're coming at him. But it doesn't feel like it's callous murder. You know, it feels like it feels like it's A, self-defense, and B, making sure his men make it.
Yeah, it's like Autobots, you know, get on the spaceship. You know, and Bumblebee's like, we can't abandon Cybertron, Optimus. We won't, Bumblebee, but we have to retreat first. You'll be the forward guard. Run to Earth.
Like, I remember one of the old Transformers movie had that moment where, like, Megatron, like, begged for forgiveness and he just shot him in the face. And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was like, that was the problem. Like, it was the problem I had with those Bay movies because I'm like, no, like, everyone knows this scene. It's like, no more Optimus Prime, I beg you. And of course, I'm just like, you who are without mercy, plead for it. Oh, I thought you were made of sterner stuff. And then some bullshit happens. And Optimus gets killed. You know? But like, having him just go, poof, I'm like, wait, that's Megatron's job.
I love Optimus, but I don't feel like he's John Wick. Jesus Christ.
No.
But like, yeah, in this movie, everyone felt like everyone. You had Ravage at the beginning.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Ravage makes an appearance. That felt sweet because I love the fact that they were like, all right, they didn't do mass shifting in so much in this movie. They do it a little bit, but not like a lot. So Ravage don't turn into a little cassette. But what they do, because they wanted to put it in the movie, was they have all that shit on Cybertron. So for some reason, Soundwave has cassettes in his chest that come out, even though they've never been to Earth before.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what?
Who cares?
Cartoon was the same way. I don't fucking
Who
care.
cares?
I don't fucking care. Like, I think, like, fucking in the original Transformers cartoon, I think Soundwave, like, turned into a lamp or something. Like, no, I'm gonna find that clip. He was a fucking lamp. I love lamp.
So he fucking defeats Blitzwing, and in the process, John Cena's crew, because basically they're in the middle of like a what do you call it, a training exercise?
Yeah, they're doing like war games.
They're doing like a training exercise war games thing when Bumblebee falls down and they chase Bumblebee, and then Blitzwing shows up and basically kills them all except for fucking John Cena. And so this sets John Cena up of the fucking robot's gotta die.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this is his fucking mission. And Bumblebee passes out and turns into a car where he sits idle for we're not sure how long, but he ends up in a junkyard outside of San Francisco.
Yeah. And the reason this is a little weird is because they give you the date, the Earth date, before this 87, before this happens. And so enough time has obviously passed that bees have made a nest inside of him and there's dust all over his interior.
Yeah, so I like assumed that maybe it was like not quite a year, but most of a year.
Yeah, it would have to be like 8 months at least, you know?
Like, I assumed like a couple months had passed at this point because John Cena has healed from almost fucking breaking his legs. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So like half a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
There is a great line in the movie that John Cena delivers, which is when Earth is like, okay, we're gonna work with the Decepticons. Yes. John Cena's like, this is a bad idea, sir. They call themselves the Decepticons. Shouldn't that raise a red flag?
Yes. I loved that line because that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Every time this happens, she's like, why do you trust them? They call themselves the Decepticons. That's one thing I loved about John Cena. I love that even though John Cena wants Bumblebee bad because of the death of his unit.
Yeah.
Because of that, he's not stupid. Like,
yeah,
he does not trust these other. He don't
trust the Decepticons. He's like, I no,
not one bit. In fact, the entire time he's basically like making a contingency plan in case they turn on him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Because he's like, these robots are gonna turn on us. They got their high
fucking
technology.
Racist Will Smith.
Yeah. He is racist
from iRobot.
Yeah. But it worked. It works. Because in the end, he learns to appreciate.
Well, that was the thing I wasn't expecting. I was expecting that was going to be a character. Even though I wanted him to be a G.I. Joe, my feelings was he was going to be that character who's going to be very forgettable in the movie.
Yeah.
But almost immediately, I liked him.
No, he's a very good character. Like I said, the only problem I have with him is that his name ain't Duke.
I mean, that would have been so great. How great would have that? They could have started their Hasbro cinematic universe that way.
I would totally watched it. That was so great. You know, fuck yeah. Then you have your G.I. Joe versus meets Transformers. Yeah. Fucking big blowout.
You could have had like a thing at the end after the credits where it's just like, hey, we want to invite you to an elite unit of
exactly.
Of Marines,
exactly.
You know?
Elite unit of Marines. It's called the Joe Force. Ba-ba-ba-ba-dun! You know. Well, so as you can see, like the nostalgia factor of this
and we haven't even gotten into the movie proper. You know, when Bumblebee and the girl gets the car because it's her birthday, and she goes to her uncle and just like, I'll do anything for this car, anything. I'll work for you. I'll do whatever. I'll clean your fucking toilets. And the uncle's just like, you know what? If you could start it, it's yours.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
Have it. Happy birthday.
So she goes and does that. She takes it back, and then you get the scene you see in the trailer where Bumblebee wakes up.
Yeah,
and they become friends, and it becomes a heartwarming family movie at that point. You know.
Well, the other thing I like about this girl is that she's not like It would have been really easy to make her like really into the Bangles or something.
Oh, no, no.
Something stupid like that.
Like, they seem like the main... She was into the Smiths and a lot of other bands.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, the Smiths
she's got
were, like,
that
the main
Joy
one.
Division poster.
But, like, it's obvious that the bands that she's into is partially a result of her father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I relate to because a lot of the music that I got into, like Ozzy and stuff like that, I did because of my mom.
Yeah. Like, she was kind of like a goth chick without eyeliner.
Yes.
Which, I thought was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty cool. And I also liked how... I loved how well they brought us into her world.
Yes.
Like her family getting her that book on smiling.
Oh my God.
And like she wants a car, but instead her mom gets her this really pink helmet because she wants her
pink
to be girly.
girly helmet. She drives a moped.
Her little brother who saw the Karate Kid once and now wants to be a fucking martial artist.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, this actually hurts because that hits too close to home.
Yeah. But definitely, oh God, that fucking book. Do you know, it'll it's like that scene in Donnie Darko, they nailed it, where it's sort of like, if you did learn the power of positive thinking, suck my nut, fuck you. What are you talking about?
I also loved how well...
I don't know if you noticed, but Dad is dead.
It could have easily had gone the way of making her this really annoying bratty girl, but instead, you actually do understand and feel the way she feels.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, like, how long ago did your dad die and she's already with someone else? I can understand if you were, like, the daughter being really...
Yeah, a little cheesed off about that.
It's just like, I mean, he just, like, passed away earlier this year, and
you're already fucking shacked up with a new dude, you know?
You can move on that
He seems
fast.
like an okay guy, but what the fuck?
Like, she's a girl who can't, like, she can't just smile and pretend like everything's okay. Her family's doing that, but she can't. And the fact that she's not doing that is pissing off her mom.
Yeah.
Your mom even yells at her at one point. And
yeah.
they get into an argument.
Yeah.
And I thought all that was really beautiful, raw, and real.
Yeah, yeah. It felt about right. It felt right. And of course, like, you have to have that scene where, Bumblebee's stumbling around the house.
Yes. Breaking shit. They had similar scenes in the other Transformers movies, but this was the first time.
No, this was way better.
This is the first time it was actually like the Transformer was endearing.
Yeah.
When he did it. It wasn't just like, oh my fucking God.
There were actually some people who thought Bumblebee was too dumb, and I was like, he had his memory erased.
Well, yeah, the whole point is that at the beginning of the movie, his memory is erased, and over the course of the movie, he starts to get it back.
Yeah.
But at the beginning...
But it takes a while.
But at the beginning, it's fried.
Yeah, so he doesn't even remember who the fuck he is.
Yeah, so he is just figuring out everything for the first time, not much less everything in the human world that he's never been exposed to before, but also himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and because he doesn't talk, and because he doesn't talk, well, he talks on Cybertron, but once he gets to Earth, he stops talking.
And by the end of the movie, he's old Bumblebee, but he's also united with the new Bumblebee that was formed.
Yeah,
without his memories.
With the conceit of the radio.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of okay with.
I love that, like, you helped me get my voice
back.
That was a great, like, metaphor, It's like, she's been basically nursing this amnesiac for a year, It's like, you helped me get my voice back. I was like, this is one of those movies where I was tearing up multiple times towards the end of it because it pulls your fucking heartstrings.
Yeah. He's like, no, Bumblebee, you gotta fucking get back up.
It has the same thing that E.T. and the Iron Giant has, where you get towards the end of the movie, you're just like, oh, please let E.T. go home.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
It's
at the fucking end. At the fucking end, despite the fact that they almost ruined it, they almost ruined the ending. They almost fucking ruined it because at the end of this movie, he turns into a Camaro, which I was like, all right, you're allowed to have one bad note. I wish I hadn't come at the fucking near the end of the movie, but then he drives across the Golden Gate Bridge. Who's driving across the old Golden Gate Bridge with him is Optimus Prime.
Yes.
In Optimus Prime truck mode. Fuck yes. Fuck yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Why that take so long? God.
I only wish we got to see him transform out of the truck.
I know. Yeah, I think the only other thing that I could have wanted was I do kind of wish that in the end credits they had played the old Transformers end credits theme song after the pop song.
But what I did like is they had that nice little Easter egg of "You got the touch."
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
okay,
that's right.
There's this whole subplot with the main character Charlie, where she used to be a diver. She used to do dives professionally. And her father used to encourage her to do this. But the last time she saw her father before he had his heart attack and died was at one of these dive meets.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been able to look at the water at all. Like she hasn't been able to jump in.
Yeah. She can't do that without thinking about her dad.
And at one point in the movie, the bully girls and the boy toy that she's been oogling basically try to peer pressure her into jumping into the water at this giant cliff.
Yeah.
But she can't do it.
Yeah.
And Bumblebee's encouraging her to do it by playing You Got the Touch.
You know, it got there was a moment there was a moment and I think I would want to edit this in to see if it actually does work. Where when she actually does do the dive, because if she got a fear dive,
it builds up to the point where she's got to dive in to save Bumblebee. But Bumblebee's okay when she does it.
Yeah. But I was kind of hoping that as she dived down, you'd hear, "You got the touch."
That would have been great. But I was glad we got it.
Oh yeah, and fucking Bumblebee keeps watching The Breakfast Club because it got Judd Nelson in it.
Yep.
Judd Nelson is Rodimus Prime.
This movie is full of Easter eggs, and I love that never does it feel like the Easter eggs are taking over the movie. They're just there.
Yeah,
they're part
it's just
of it.
filled with it. Yeah,
You know?
it's supposed to be like a fun. Yeah, it is supposed to be it's like an Easter egg that has more candy inside.
Another thing I really liked about this movie, which is a very small part of the movie, actually, I guess not a small part of the movie, is her neighbor. The nerdy dude who's into her. Who's into her.
The nerdy kid with the afro? Yeah.
And it's just just trying the entire movie to hey, I like you. But he can't say it, and so they the entire movie he's kind of skirting around that and
well, I also loved at the end of the movie, there's definitely a bond forming, but in the girls' line, no, we're not there yet.
We're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. Maybe
in the future
if they make a Bumblebee too.
Yeah, or maybe just Transformers robots in disguise.
That was one thing I kind of wish. I kind of wish they had called this movie Transformers Bumblebee. Not because I think it would have been a better title, but because I know that with Transformers attached to it in the title, it would sell better.
Yeah. Yeah, Transformers Bumblebee. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do understand why they just titled it, because they're
well, because Bumblebee is the perfect title for the movie.
It is.
I was just thinking as a marketing exec.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But oh man, the action sequences, I could actually follow them. And I actually cared. When she's running in between the fucking Decepticon and Bumblebee fight, and they're crashing shit, and she's ducking and diving. For the first time, I'm actually caring if the character makes it out of there alive.
Yeah, you're just sort of no, you gotta make it.
It's not like with Shia LaBeouf, where I'm just hoping they'll secretly step on him in the middle of the fight. And
it's over. The long national nightmare is over.
It's not like that. I'm actually sitting there going come on, go. And when she's actually going to try to help, it actually is in a way that I'm oh, she could actually help this way. She actually knows how to disable a power cord. She's smart.
She's smart enough that she looks at alien technology and is just all right, well, it's got to be powered by something. All right, there's a wire. Cut it.
That was the other thing. Shia LaBeouf, his character in the Transformers movies, had no discernible skills whatsoever.
No,
he's
none.
just a bumbling village idiot. And not an endearing one.
No.
Whereas this girl is useful the entire fucking movie. She's repairing Bumblebee when he gets damaged because he's a car.
Yeah. She can't fix the Transformer parts, but she can fix the car parts.
And when she actually builds him the radio so that he can actually communicate with her, that was beautiful. I love that. I was he's literally giving him his voice back. It's just...
Yeah, and it's a box, so it's a voice box.
Yep.
And
then they have that great scene where she's showing him different music, but he doesn't like the Smiths.
But by the end, he plays the Smiths
because it reminds him of her.
He didn't like Rick Astley either.
No, he didn't like Rick Astley. No.
Yeah.
No. But I think he was able to give that one up.
Yeah. You can. It turns out you really could give that.
But here's
up.
the thing: by the end of it, he couldn't give her up.
No.
Except for the very end.
You got the touch. Well, it's like they found a really good way of fucking. It's a really well constructed movie because you don't. It's not like when this girl is disabling the fucking communication device. So basically, part of the plot is the Decepticons are like, okay, we're on this shithole planet. We found Bumblebee. Now we got to tell Megatron that Optimus Prime is going to bring all the boys here. So we get here first. And we just fucking
basically they want Bumblebee because Bumblebee knows where Optimus Prime is. But when they find Bumblebee and they torture him, they find within him a message from Optimus Prime that Bumblebee didn't even know was there.
Yeah.
That tells them that he's going to meet them on Earth.
Yeah, and so they're like, well, we could take the long haul to Cybertron, or
we could send everyone here.
Bring everyone here by
Scorch Earth.
hooking into the Earth's fucking satellite system via this fucking tower, and just do it that way.
I also love that scene where like Powell is just like, we made a terrible mistake. And then he gets eviscerated.
Yeah.
Well, not eviscerated, popped.
Yeah.
Into like plasma.
Yeah. Like they did that thing where a lot of, I don't know if you were the type that ever like read the backs of the fucking Transformer, the ident cards that were on the box. Like they would describe these weird weapons that they would have, like the air compressor gun. You're like, what the fuck is that? But like this felt like one of those.
Nice.
You know, it's like it just turns everything into goo. You know.
So they're going to this tower so they can not retrofit it, but modify it so they can send a message to Megatron.
Yeah.
And she's climbs up it to disable the power cord.
Yeah, because there's like the Decepticon computer bit. That's real obvious because it glows green.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I love how colorful this movie was.
It was.
I love that it didn't just have the Michael Bay sunset color palette. Like this had like a full color palette to it.
It was. It was very easy to tell what was going on. And there was definitely that feeling of it. You got Bumblebee fighting the one Decepticon while Charlie is trying to avoid the other one while disconnecting.
And John Cena comes to help her.
John Cena comes in.
With a helicopter.
Bum, ba-dum, ba.
I really want someone to edit when the fucking rocket hits her.
Yes.
His
name's John Cena.
It also leads to a great moment when she shoots down his helicopter and Bumblebee catches it and he realizes that Bumblebee's a good guy.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really love the soldier salute at the end. It was cheesy as fuck, but I love it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey soldier, good fighting.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said name should have been Duke.
Yep.
He should have been Duke. I'm telling you.
I was great. Okay, I don't want to trigger PTSD here, but
okay. Do
you remember how fucking annoying Shia LaBeouf's family was?
Yes.
Now, at the beginning of this movie, you do not like her family.
No.
Her family are annoying as fuck. But by the end of the movie,
they come around.
When they actually help her in that car chase, you're like, oh, hey, I gotta reconsider my feelings for these people. Like,
actually, I love that car chase joke.
Yeah, the car chase
joke is great.
And when the kid fucking threw up, I lost it.
Yeah, like this is definitely an all ages movie.
No, it is. This is the first one where I'm like, no, this feels like a family movie, which is what Transformers should feel.
Kind of should be, yeah.
It shouldn't feel like a teenage demographic movie. That's not Transformers.
It's not Transformers at all. By the time you're a teenager, you're trying to pretend that you don't like Transformers.
Yeah.
That's kiddie shit. It
was the same thing I was saying about the Power Rangers movie. The Power Rangers was trying to be too teenage, even though it's about teenagers. But Power Rangers is supposed to be for little kids.
Yeah. Well, how to put it? It's like fucking Witch from the Moon, which I can't stress enough.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer
Earth. Fucking comes down. 5 teenagers with attitude are given powers. Yep. They fight monsters and say, "Stay in school, kids."
Yep.
Come on. That's what everyone kind of likes about the fucking Power Rangers. That's not something you go back and watch and go like, this show's really good. You're like, wow, we watched some fucking shit. You know what? Still love it. Yeah.
Yep. And I felt like Transformers is in that same boat. It's supposed to be very little kid. If you make it too adult or too teenage, then you kind of lose something.
Well, yeah, exactly. And like even with, and somehow despite the fact that the original animated Transformers of the movie is really fucking brutal, it somehow never entirely crosses that line.
No.
It still feels like a cartoon for younger people. You just maybe younger kids who could like deal with like fucking some more intense shit happening.
It has one of those moments like The Lion King or Bambi has, where it's just like it's one of those reality moments when you're a kid. We're like, oh shit,
dude's dead.
People could die.
Yeah, but unlike The Lion King or Bambi, you know what it's got?
What?
A swear word.
Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
It does.
It does. Oh shit, what are we gonna do now? Oh my god, 1986. We saw that in the theater. We're like, a cartoon just swore.
You know what that moment was for me? This is the shittiest movie in the fucking existence.
Yeah.
There was a movie when I was a kid that came out called Warriors of Virtue.
Oh my god.
By Ronnie...
The kangaroo people, right? Yes.
Directed by Ronnie Yu, the director
yeah.
of Bride of Chucky and Freddy vs. Jason. He directed that movie. And in that movie, there's a moment where the kid says, shit happens. That's a very pivotal moment in my childhood.
You're just like, oh
my god, he said it!
Swear.
And then he tricks the bad guy into believing that's the meaning of life.
Okay, so you can tell that really like this movie because we're talking about like kids stuff.
Oh, fuck it. I
love
love this
with
movie.
a smile on her fucking face as opposed to, what the fuck?
How can I not like this movie? The amount of times where like my tear ducts started to operate, you know, like when it's like at the end of the movie where it zooms in on the picture of her dad and the picture of her and Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, oh,
like, yeah.
Like, that's right. You know, like
and the funny fucking thing is that it's not that the movie is unpredictable.
No,
it's predictable as fuck.
You know exactly where it's going. If you've seen The Iron Giant, if you've seen E.T., if you've seen Earth to Echo, if you've seen fucking the new Pete's Dragon, you know the story.
You have an idea where this is going.
You know the story,
yeah.
you know?
But this feels like this is what we should have been doing the whole time, at least for our first outing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe you want to bring in, like, now, if they make another one, which I don't know if they will, but I hope they would.
It depends upon how well this one does, I imagine.
Yeah. Like, hopefully we can build up to, like, the super fucking awesome moment where, you know, the fucking warnings come from fucking space.
Unicron.
And then Unicron shows up. It's going to devour the Earth.
I would love to see, like, an actual version of Unicron. That'd be cool.
Fuck yeah. Who should play fucking...
Oh, I don't know.
Unicron. You have to get I feel like you got to get like Patrick Stewart or someone like that.
Maybe like a Brian Blessed.
Or Brian Blessed, you know, like Destiny.
Someone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of the really big voice, just like, you know, it's like, all right, look, I know you're following up Orson Welles, but
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Can you do it? You know, because even though they put Unicron in fucking Transformers Prime. It's kind of a lame version.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, it was like, oh, Unicron is like, he's the planet, but he has an avatar. Oh. Like, no, giant planet that eats other planets. Come on. All right. Well, with that said, yeah, once again, give Bumblebee the little horns on Bumblebee's head, which actually, yeah, he has them in this thing. He's got these little antenna.
These like little antennae things that pop up. I like that they use them like ears.
Yeah.
It was adorable.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
They can find me at The Horror Guru on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, even on Facebook. Look up The Horror Guru or Bloodspite Cinema and you will find me there.
And, of course, you can find me here, and there's the streaming schedule. Tripped over it there.
Yeah, you almost
down. Okay. All right. Roll out.